Welcome to the home of the DIY movement, where we build stuff and paint things.
Man, welcome back, y'all. Today is Thursday, October 9th, 2025. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon, man. I had a subscriber, guy who watches my videos, kind of local, up the highway a few minutes, said he was going to send me a pistol. He was going to send me a pistol, give it to me, so that I could watch my back, man. I don't know, man. Things are getting hot around here, I guess. So he sent me a pistol. So let me unbox this pistol and see what he sent, man. I don't know about the box though, man. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Let's see what we got. So the guy said that he was going to send me two of the Black Widows, a 1.3 and a 1.7, for me to test out and experiment with, you know, send them back to him. He was just curious on a review. I believe he got them on sale for really cheap, and he just kind of wanted my opinion on if they were good quality, worth messing with. He's working on a project car, and he wants to know if, you know, if they're worth messing with, or if he should just go ahead and bite the bullet and buy, you know, a good quality gun. All right, so we got two Black Widows, man. Nice. Came with the cup adapter, which is actually the same thing that my Iwata has, and the DV1. So what we're going to be doing is comparing these three guns. The 1.7, I'm not sure honestly what you would use a 1.7 for. It's maybe clear. It's too small for 2K primer in my opinion. I think a 1.8 to 2.5 for 2K high build. It's too big for base coat in my opinion. So I'm not sure what a 1.7 would be used for. So I'm not going to use the 1.7. We're going to leave that brand new for him. I'm going to use the 1.3. I have a 1.3 right here, Black Widow. I have a 1.3 Iwata Orange Cap Lph400. I have a 1.3 DeVilbiss DV1, which is my base coat gun, metallic base coat gun. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be spraying some sealer, some base coat, and some clear coat. But this one, you know, has kind of taken second place on the shelf for base coat since I have the DV1. I do still use it sometimes when I want to do a job, a small job that is one, you know, do it all in one gun, sealer, base, and clear. Sometimes I bring this one out. I know there's been a lot of reviews on the Black Widow. There's plenty on YouTube, but I've never done one. I've never held one actually. So what I have here is a scale where we're gonna weigh them. We're gonna weigh them to see how much they weigh. So let's get into it. DV1 first. 1 pound, 5.8 ounces. Assembled. Lph400, 13.75 ounces. Black Widow, 1 pound, 1 ounce. So the Lph400 is coming in lighter. If I had to rate which one feels better in the hand, I'd have to go with the Iwata. Not because of the weight, but I like how this is rounded right here. The trigger's smooth. It's a classic gun. You can never go wrong with the Iwata. This one feels trigger's kind of loosey-goosey. It feels cheaper. It is cheaper. I mean, I think you got these on special. They were on special last week for $100 each. The DV1, definitely heavier from the jump. Although it does feel good in the hand, it is heavier. And when you put 25 ounces or 32 ounces of paint on this thing, you know, you're adding another pound or two, and you know, you can get fatigue if you're doing an overall. So as far as weight, the Iwata is lighter, and in my personal opinion, the Iwata feels better in the hand. So let me get set up, and we're just gonna be spraying some scrap sheet metal. We're gonna be sealing it with reduced epoxy, and then we're gonna be spraying them silver, which I have a really tricky silver color to spray. So we're gonna see how good these guns atomize silver base coat, and then I have some cheap clear coat to spray. So let's get started. All right, so we're back and we're ready to conduct our experiment. What I have here is 3 4-foot by 2-foot 18 gauge sheet metal panels. These are something I had left over, and what I did real quick is I DA sanded them with 180 just to scuff them a little bit and get a little surface rust off. Then I cleaned them a couple times with solvent based wax and grease remover because they have the oily residue from the manufacturing process. So we got them set up pretty much all the same height. We got our 3 guns. So we're gonna seal with each one for each panel. We have the Lph400 1.3. We have the Harbor Freight Black Widow 1.3. We have the DV1 1.3. I mixed up 9 ounces of sealer, which is reduced epoxy. That is 3 ounces of epoxy, 3 ounces of reducer, 3 ounces of activator. Hopefully that's enough. I really didn't want to use a whole lot of materials for this project, but I figure 3 ounces per panel should get it done. This is the base coat that we're going to be spraying whenever the time comes. It's a Urichem silver base coat. I recently painted a little car using this, and it's cheap, you know, as far as price. I figure maybe people watching this will probably be using you know, budget-friendly products instead of you know, trying to spray with Deltron or, you know, whatever else. So try to use something that the audience may be using. That's ready to spray. I had already pre-mixed. Now when I did use this, I sprayed a little Honda Civic. I can attach a picture if I have one. Man, it was tricky, and I sprayed it with the DV1, and I did get some blotches, and I did get a stripe, but you know, it's a little daily commuter. I wasn't too concerned about it, so I let it roll. It is a tricky color to spray. We're going to get into that. So luckily, all the guns have the quick connect there. Work with the cup, so we only got to use 1 cup per product. So let me get you guys set up here, and let's start spraying. Before we do that, like I said, we're going to spray each gun wide open. That way we have a comparison. We're going to use the same PSI for all the guns, the wide open fan and wide open fluid. And what we're looking for is coverage. I'm going to maintain the gun speed. I'm going to maintain the distance on each. And for the sealer, we're just looking to see, you know, how good does the gun atomize the product, and how much does it put on? How good is the coverage? If I had to guess, the Lph400 is going to be the least amount of coverage, and the DV1 is going to be the most, mainly because I haven't used a Harbor Freight. But I know this is my sealer gun, the orange cap. And when I do seal, sometimes I have to double back and double coat because it doesn't cover. So let me get you guys set up and let's get going. Right, first up is the Iwata Orange Cap 1.3. Got 2 cameras going so that we can illustrate the gun distance and the consistency with the overlap. I believe on this I've shot for about 50% overlap. And just a quick pass just to coat the bare metal. Next up, Black Widow 1.3, same batch of sealer. All I did was just switch the cup off of the Iwata and put it on the Black Widow. Trying to maintain same distance, same overlap.
say, we're spending about 3 ounces per panel to get these things, you know, just coated, and that's all we're aiming for. DV1, same thing. I feel like the DV1 puts out more material than the other two, but all of them pretty much got complete coverage.
All right, so that was the 3 panels at approximately 50% overlap. I tried to maintain overlap consistently. And let's start with the Iwata. Typical, that's my sealer gun, so I'm used to what the result looks like. We do have, I would say we have full coverage. I really don't see any breakthrough. It is a little bit light, kind of like little paw prints, which that's typical. I'm used to that because that's what sealer usually just needs to cover. Okay, this is the Black Widow. Same thing. We don't have complete coverage, but we have good coverage. That's a dark spot, so that may not be a good comparison, but the spray pattern looks real even. I'm not seeing any blotchy or anything. Okay, not quite 100% coverage, but covered well enough for base coat. DV1, a little disappointed. Not full coverage. Probably could have used another pass on this last round. I don't know, you guys will watch the video together when I upload it. A little light right here, which is surprising. I thought the DV1 was going to slam it on. I usually don't seal with the DV1. DV1 is a base coat gun. Not quite complete coverage here. You can see the fan pattern. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. But man, honestly, looking at these 3 panels, I would say the Black Widow wins for the sealer. And second place would be Iwata, and last would be DV1. Okay, we're gonna let this sit for a few minutes, and we're gonna move to the base coat. Like I said, Urichem, it's a silver. I picked this color on purpose for 2 reasons. 1, I already had it. It's ready to spray. 2, it's a difficult color to spray. That's all that metallic that was settled down in the can. Man, when I got this paint from Urichem, it was even worse, man. I ordered 3 quarts, I think, if I remember right, mixed 2 to 1. Let me get this stirred up. Let me get you guys set up. By then, this will be ready for base coat. I'm not too concerned with dieback and whatnot in the future. This is just a spray out test. So we'll bring you guys back once we start spraying.
All right, first up, Iwata 1.3 orange cap, same panel, spraying the silver base coat. Pretty cheap stuff, pretty difficult to spray. You guys see I'm maintaining the same distance, trying to record myself at the same time doing it. But you can see how it leaves a little bit of a blotchy because the paint's still wet. Once it flashes off, it pretty much eliminates that, but not 100%. Black Widow, same thing. You can see as the paint is landing, it's leaving a little bit of a model, but it does flash off. Using slow reducer, it was about 90 degrees. Probably could have got better results if we would have done a drop coat, but I didn't want to just keep wasting material for this experiment. DV1, same thing. I think the DV1 handles the metallics better than any other gun that I've ever had. But this silver was something else, man. It's real coarse. It's almost like a mini flake.
Right, that was the first coat. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give these things just 2 coats to make it a complete, you know, what you would normally do on a car, minimum. The Iwata, a little bit blotchy. I'm spraying these at 20 psi across the board. I know the DV1 has a built-in digital regulator, but I didn't feel like swapping out the air hose or whatever to make it work, so I opened this wide open and then regulated it at 20 psi across the board. I think for part 2, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe up it. The Black Widow, pretty much the same as the Iwata. Same spray pattern appears. DV1, maybe a tick nicer, but pretty much standard across the board. Pretty much equal across the board. I'm gonna give this about 5 minutes flash off. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna spray a second coat. We're gonna up the PSI a little bit.
All right, second coat of base. This is where we pretty much achieved full coverage. And like I say, I'm spraying all 3 guns with the fluid wide open, the trigger wide open, the fan wide open, and all same PSI. I believe on the second coat of base, I went up to 25 PSI. Black Widow, same thing. We're doing about a 6 to 7 inch distance on the panel. Sometimes I might get up a little bit higher because I'm watching the hose and trying to record myself at the same time. Last up, DV1. Same batch of paint, same cup, different gun. Tight overlap, almost ran out of base coat. Ran a little bit dry at the end there, had to kind of tilt the gun up. Just a hair, could result in a little bit of a stripe.
All right, that was 2 coats of base. That was our second coat, sprayed it at 25. Iwata orange cap. Now I believe Iwata calls for a purple cap for metallics, but this is orange. Pretty nice, pretty nice. The Iwata orange cap was my go-to base gun for a few years before I won the DV1 in a drawing, online drawing. Black Widow, very nice. Full coverage. All of them have full coverage. Not much blotchy, a little bit, a faint touch. Same as the Iwata. All 3 of them have it actually. DV1. Nicest, I would say. Nicest. We're spraying on a really nice day today. It is 90 degrees in here, but it's only 26% humidity. So it feels really great from what we're used to down here. Spraying out here in South Texas, Southeast Texas, man, it's usually 80% humidity. So far, if I had to judge, man, it's tough. It's tough. I think I'm gonna judge at the end. I think we're gonna go ahead and mix up our clear coat. I don't have very much. I have more activator than I do clear coat, so I think we're gonna have to reduce it, even though it doesn't call for it, just to stretch it for this little project. Like I said, I really don't care about dieback. I'm looking for atomization and how much product it spits out. So we're probably just gonna go 1 coat of clear on this, 1 and done. So let's get the clear mixed up and let's get the spraying.
All right, clear coat time, starting at the top of the panel this time. I've sprayed this is production, this is SPI production clear. Sprayed plenty of this stuff. Usually it's just a 1 coat thing for real small stuff, maybe under the hood or inside the trunk of areas or something like that. I have sprayed an overall using the production clear. It's pretty thin stuff and going a lot slower. I think I end up mixing up maybe about 14 ounces for this job for all 3 panels. We're going a little bit tighter than 50% overlap. Close gun distance on the Iwata. Next up is going to be the Black Widow. For the first time spraying the gun, using this gun, you know, I think it performed pretty good. I said it in previous Shop Talk videos that it's not really the gun, it's the person using the gun. Overall, man, this thing was on sale for $99, and if you have coupons for it, bring it down even cheaper. Plus, I guess you can buy a warranty on it. I mean, you know, it's a pretty damn good gun. I would recommend the gun for somebody who doesn't have a gun, who's starting off. I wouldn't, if you already have an Iwata or a SATA or a DV1, I really don't see a need to go buy the Black Widow. But it's definitely a great entry-level gun. I mean, I wouldn't even call it that. I would just say if somebody was looking to get into something, get into the game and not spend a lot of money, I definitely would buy the Black Widow. DV1's first time actually spraying clear coat out of the DV1. That's a base coat gun. I wasn't going to do it for this experiment, but I wanted to stay consistent, so I went ahead and did it. Just made sure I cleaned it out real good. Disassembled all 3 guns and cleaned them all out. So first time spraying clear coat out the DV1, and it did a pretty good job. I usually spray with an Iwata 1.4 silver cap Lph400. That's my go-to clear gun.
All right, that was just 1 coat of clear. And to be transparent with this stuff, I mixed the clear totally improperly. This stuff calls for a mixture of 4 to 1, but I don't have enough to get enough clear to do that job. So I mixed it 1 to 1. Plus I added like 3 ounces of reducer. So I'm sure it's gonna die back and look terrible by tomorrow. But for right now, oh, we got a bug. I just opened the door, and you know, that's pretty wet. That's pretty wet for 1 coat. Let's look at the, this is the Iwata. Let's look at the Black Widow. Look at the reflection of the windows. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up the quality. Never mind the dust nibs. I wanted to spray these flat so that, you know, we could see if we get any stripes or anything. A little dry on the clear right here. I was afraid I was going to run out because I almost ran out of base coat, but one coat of clear. That's all we're going to do. I'm going to push these outside in the sun right now so we can get a look in the sun and see if we have any striping. That guy was thirsty. This is the Iwata panel. In the sun, the silver is blinding. It does have a faint hint of mottling. This is the Black Widow. A real coarse metallic here, guys. I would say less modeling than the Iwata, for sure, for sure. And then lastly, the DV1. I'm not really seeing any modeling on it. Of course, when the sun hits it like that, you're not going to see anything. You really need to see it at different angles. Very, very faint, maybe. If I was painting a car, I probably would have done a drop coat or perhaps used extra slow reducer. This is slow reducer. Slow reducer on the clear coat also. So man, what do you guys think? I believe the DV1 is about $700, $800. The Black Widow was on sale. I think he paid $99, perhaps had some coupons, got it even cheaper. The Lph400 orange cap, I want to say it's about a $500 gun. So, do you really get what you pay for when you buy cheaper quality gun? Or when you buy an $800 gun? What do you guys think? Be sure to drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, man. I got 3 guns to clean up. Hope you guys enjoyed this experiment. Y'all stay tuned for more work. Thanks for watching.